lyrics just help me relax. So thanks for that. All right, cool. I'm caught up. Sorry, Josh.
All right.
All right.
So I think we've got this one here. Meedle to the Stars VIP. This is a finished release. No description.
Yeah.
You got it pulled up?
Just a second. Yeah. Let me just preface this, and you, Meedle, you could say this in the chat. But I guess so. VIP. I forget what VIP means, but when I was in the dubstep scene a while back, it's essentially like taking a previous song that they did and then doing some changes to it, like changing. It's almost like remixing your old songs to an extent. So he has an old version of it. That's like the kind of backstory. That's what I read on his Reddit. And when I was listening to it, like the first part of it, it sounded really, really professional. So I'm not going to give that the whole track total yet, because who knows, you might fuck it up. But that's the kind of backstory to the song, all I know. So yeah.
All right.
But this is a Meedle to the Stars VIP. 3, 2, 1. Variation in production, thank you.
Ooh. There we go. Nice bass. So crunchy.
Yeah.
That distortion.
I want a female vocal top line.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff worked well with that.
Yeah. It's kind of a trope.
Ooh, I love those.
I love that. It's so crunchy, dude.
Yeah.
To the Stars, VIP.
Whoa.
Rockets.
Nice. Dude,
Um, yeah, that was
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, that's festival music. That reminded me of wait, what do you? No, Darius put it's a dubstep track. That reminded me, and a lot of people said it. Skrillex. I'm thinking the bro step era. Way back. What was it? When I was in high school, man. Like 2010, 2013 type beat.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was super good. What's your first impressions, Jess?
I mean, shit, I think most of my first impressions were evident in listening.
Yeah.
Dude, like like we said, that is fucking crunchy in a good
Mm-hmm.
way. Like the really tasteful use of distortion sort of like I love that shit, right? Like we don't have enough distortion anymore in music because we don't have as much like distorted guitars basically.
Yep.
But that crunch is so nice, that texture that we don't always have now. Everything is always like smooth now. And I think that electronic music is really cool because it has such contrast in the textures that are used, right? You have
Yep.
these super crunchy, like distorted, but evenly distorted textures. And then you've got the really smooth stuff as well, which is cool. And
Mm-hmm.
you did all that here. So, I mean, aside from that, just sort of to start off with the categories, I guess. I mean, vibes, I would say, are like, yeah, really, really good.
Yeah.
The only thing that's
Nailed it.
maybe missing is like a vocalist or some sort of like subject, right? Because I mean,
Exactly.
if you want this to be background music, it works well because it is essentially background right now. What we
Mm.
need is foreground or a subject or a hook melody or something that can ride on top of it.
Yep.
But yeah, Chris, what do you think?
That is perfect. And I think someone nailed it in the head. P Blizzard Q reminds me of Rocket League music, to be honest. Which Rocket League lobby music is fucking fire. And some of them do a really good job with having a main melody. And it's kind of a comment that I said, um, oh, like I wish there was kind of like a top line main melody with this. Because it does sound a little bit like kind of background music. But that being said, it sounds professional as fuck. It sounds really
Yeah.
well done. It sounds that main like brown 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 like it the distortion sounds nice on it. It's crunchy as fuck. It takes up space in the mix and it's awesome. Um,
Hmm.
so vibes, I think it's bro step era type beat. I love how you turn into a club banger. It's almost electro, really. I guess with that four on the floor, like it's green. I love it. Um, content, yeah, for the most part. The first drop, I did feel just a tad, a little bit bored near the end of it. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? I'm kind of over this. Um, and then that's when I made the comment about the female vocal. So just in general, there, I like we're talking about it. It's kind of missing a top line, I think. So I would say content is between yellow and green for sure. Everything else is really solid. I think it's like 80 to 90% green.
Hmm.
Production, I think this is green. What he can, this guy could probably mix better than I can. So
Yeah.
I can't give much tips here. I think it sounded great. I love the little like the pitch down snares that were going down before the drop. That was fucking sweet.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, what do you have, Josh?
Yeah, I would echo most of that. I mean, vibes I would say are pretty much green, aside from it'd be nice to have a vocalist or something. And then similarly for content, I think there were a couple places where it felt like just a little bit repetitive that they could use something to help keep it fresh, like a vocal or you know something to sort of pop out. Because right now it's very foundational, and that's great. But just something to like something interesting on top that's different melody or like a vocalist or whatever it is. So content I would give it,
Oh God.
like 70% to green, something like that.
Yep.
And green on vibes. I don't know if I said that. And production, yeah, like you're a production pro. It sounds like pretty much. I always respect when there's people, especially in electronic music, who are just like wizards of like getting everything to fit together really well because they're using all of these in the box sounds. And in a lot of cases, like they're creating their own stuff with synthesizers, right? Rather than like finding samples, which is like one in the box sort of method. They're often creating these soundscapes and shaping the sounds themselves, which is so cool. Uh, and they're just like wizards with it. Like they just like are tweaking all these like oscillators and like different like waveform shapes and shit, and like using like really, you know, complex ducking and multi-band compression, side chaining, and when you're doing all of that in the box from scratch, you can get something that sounds super super tight and cohesive. And this seems one of those kinds of tracks, one of those kind of producers. So props for that. I would definitely give a green on production. Yeah, I mean, do we want to do our track total? I don't know how much else we have to say about this.
Yeah, track total, I think it's a solid good to go. It's between green and purple for me because I did really like a lot of the stuff, but I do find it kind of, missing that, like with so when I think of EDM producers that I fucking love, like, so back in the day, I used to really love Skrillex, um, and I love Flume to this day,
Mm-hmm.
and those guys just have a knack for having something so entertaining to listen to, so weird, so in your face, so catchy, and I think this has like everything solid, uh, production wise, and it's a structured song, well structured song. The sounds sound fucking great, but it is just for me missing that it factor that makes it a purple for me. So I think it's a solid grade. I think this is good to go. Push to your audience. People will love it. What about you?
Definitely. Um, yeah, I feel like it's probably around there for me too. Like, you know, somewhere around good to go, because I think you could
Yeah,
definitely just push this out right now and like have a lot of success with it, like actual success.
yeah,
There's a couple things that I think me and Chris sort of would want for it to be top tier track for us personally. Just like, you know, again, like a subject, some sort of melody, like a story, like that's the kind of thing that we're looking for, like a vocalist, something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But yeah, overall, super impressive. Thanks for sending this to us.
yeah.
It's
Our
awesome.
goal, our goal with the feedback really is to try to get everybody to green. Like as what is it? Service providers of feedback. We want everybody to get to a green. That's a threshold that we think is professional. That you can find success. You can find your audience. Um, as music listeners, we're always would love to have every song be something that we fucking love and save to our library, and that's purple. But that's not realistic. So yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for
Thanks.
submitting. I appreciate it.
All
Cool.
right. Oh, next up, I'm excited